Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today, Alex and I are extremely excited to take a break from trying to read everything on our list ever to focus on some Greek mythology stories. In an exciting turn of events, Alex and I are going to see Hadestown the musical for a second time this year because I don't think anyone would expect anything less of us at this point.
Yeah, truly. I do have to say, though, both of the ones that I read were on my TBR, so I am still continuing to chip away at that list.
Well, not all of us are so great, but we found new stories anyways, because that's what we're good at. So today, Alex and I will be talking through some of the Greek mythology stories that we have read for today and letting you know which ones are worth it and which ones maybe aren't. They're probably all worth it.
Yeah.
Spoiler. All right, Alex, start us out.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with another Hades and Persephone story.
What?
And this won't even be my last one because I did pick up another one today. So there will be more Hades and Persephone in both of our futures.
I think that this was to be expected at this point.
Yes. So the one that I read for today was called Persephone, Hades, Torment. Mm-hmm. And I don't need to go through the whole spiel of the story because by now you should know it, at least a little bit.
The general gist.
The gist. One thing that I did love about this one, it's a pretty short one compared to, let's say, Lore Olympus.
Yeah. Is it a single volume?
It's a single volume. It's very beautiful. It is got a pretty, like a little bit of a unique take on it that I haven't seen before. Doesn't mean it's not out there. I just haven't seen it. Mm-hmm. But in this one, we start off the same way with Persephone is going to a party. Although this time she's being dragged to a party by Apollo. Mm. And Apollo wants to take her there because he kind of wants to hook up with her. And she's not about it.
Sounds very Greek god already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, Eros, my man, help me out. You hit Persephone with one of those arrows, make her love me, and then, she'll love me. And
you know how the love arrows work?
Yeah. So someone does get hit with the love arrow. Mm-hmm. It's not Persephone. It's Hades. Mm-hmm. And he gets hit with an arrow and is madly in love with Persephone.
Yeah.
And he tries to take this arrow out, and you can see, throughout the whole thing, he keeps getting more marks on him because the more you take it out, the more they get. It's like a Hydra. Cut one head off to go back.
Oh, gosh.
So he is like, okay, Persephone is too good for me and for the underworld, so I need to go find Eros to remove this from me so that I'm not in love with her anymore because I just love her so much. Mm-hmm. And so he goes on a little mission to try and find Eros. He does, and Eros gives him a kind of reverse arrow. But he says, okay, you have to go look at Persephone while you hit yourself with this arrow. Otherwise, it won't work. Mm-hmm. So he goes and he hits himself with the arrow, and it works in that it makes him not, in love by the arrow. But then he realizes that he's just in love with her anyways.
Aww.
And they live happily ever after.
Cute.
It's precious. I loved this version. It's just super, super cute. Persephone has gorgeous long red hair, which I feel like you would love.
Love that.
It's a super quick read, so I definitely recommend picking this one up.
Yeah. I mean, you have me sold. I will say I like the idea of the love arrow. That's pretty cute. And it does play in with the cover of it as well. So, I mean, you do see all of the little arrows and hearts throughout the cover, which is really pretty too.
Yeah. And I like that we're back to Apollo kind of being a fuckboy. It fits with my first experience with him. So I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
See, I have none of that context whatsoever. I'm like, okay. Isn't Apollo the sun god?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a fuckboy?
In Lore Olympus, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Lore Olympus, he assaulted Persephone.
Well, we don't like that.
We don't like him. And then in Punderworld, he is her best friend, which was really hard for me to get used to.
Bit of culture shock, but Punderworld is perfect.
Oh, I love Punderworld. And he's a good guy in Punderworld. He's not a good guy in Lore Olympus. And he's like super self-absorbed. He doesn't realize why people don't like him once Persephone tells everyone what happened. He's like, I don't get it. Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yeah.
It's because you're a dick.
Well, the next one that I read has no dicks in it.
I may have gotten a little off track there.
The one that I read has no dicks in it, whether physical or, otherwise. This story is called Medusa and the Blind Priestess. This one is on Tapas and it's completed with 30 episodes. So this was a really nice quick read. And let me tell you, this is the cutest story you'll probably read ever. Mm-hmm. Almost everyone looks like a chibi the entire time. So it's right up your alley, Alex.
Yes.
And the main story is so sweet and cute. It's pretty simple throughout, but it's just a nice little heartwarming read if you want it. So the story follows this blind priestess named Arya. She is actually an oracle, and she basically is able to tune into what the gods have plans and like what the fates have planned for everybody. And so she goes to this temple and people come to her to read their future. And Arya is kind of looked down on by some people. One, for being blind. People just look at her differently in general. But two, they're not always the biggest fan of how she delivers all of her news. She's pretty well practiced at being an oracle at this point. So she kind of gets lost in how serious some of the news is that she's delivering. For example, early on, there is a man who is coming to her. He's saying, I'm so unlucky in love. I've lost so many of my family members. People just leave me left and right. I've had no luck in my job or in business. I just want to know what my fate looks like. Am I just doomed? Have I upset the gods? Like, why is this happening to me? And Arya says, I can promise you that after today, there will be no more sadness. Like, all of this bad luck ends for you. And he's thinking that this is amazing and great. And he goes, oh, okay, well, what jumpstarts this? And she's like, oh, well, you die. And like she says it, smile on her face, everything. And it drives him completely mad. Like, he's like shaking her. He's like, this can't be how I end. How dare you tell me that that's how I'm going to go? And who are you to decide my fate? And she goes, no, you've misunderstood. I don't decide your fate. I'm just told what your fate is, and then I tell you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, don't shoot the messenger, kind of. And in getting angry with her, he ends up having some sort of like aneurysm or something, and he ends up passing right there.
How ironic.
Yeah. Which, I mean, was probably what was fated to happen at that point.
Yeah.
So Arya tries not to take it too much to heart. She doesn't grow very close to other people, but a lot of people coddle her. And she's really trying to stand her own. She does go and explore in the forest nearby. And again, she can't see anything. So she's stumbling along and she keeps running into all of these statues. At first, she thinks that they're people. She's like, oh, so sorry. When you like run into an inanimate object and you apologize.
Like a mannequin in a store and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sir mannequin. But she ends up running into these statues. At first, she's like, oh, sorry, I ran into you. And she touches and realizes that they're made of stone. She goes, haha, just a statue. Wow, there's a lot of statues out here. And then she runs into Medusa. And Medusa is completely taken aback. She's obviously hiding in the woods because she's this monster that is cursed to turn everyone that looks at her into stone. And how is this girl staring straight at her and not turning to stone? And the blind priestess goes, oh, my bad. Sorry I stumbled into you. And Medusa doesn't speak. She doesn't say anything. She's just completely scared. She goes, oh, maybe it's like a delayed reaction. And soon she realizes that Arya is able to look at her and nothing happens. So they just form this relationship with one another where Arya's able to kind of go out and be on her own, and Medusa isn't like coddling her or anything like that, because she sees her as super brave and tough and smart, because she's able to look at Medusa and she doesn't bat an eye and doesn't turn to stone. And Arya sees the best in Medusa. She gets Medusa to talk and like become somewhat human almost again, because she's not able to recognize all of the monstrous parts in her physique, and she's able to just get to know Medusa for who she is, or who she was, unfortunately, before Athena turned her into a monster. But the entire story, cute, start to finish. I loved them. The character design for Medusa, beautiful, and the cute little chibis throughout just kept me just happy and smiling the whole time.
I love it. I feel like you find a lot of the ones that are a little bit different, like an interesting take on Greek mythology that's not like my same story that I'm reading over and over again.
See, it kind of comes with the territory of knowing nothing about Greek mythology.
Yeah.
That I'm able to just have fun with it. I can just read whatever I want.
Yeah.
And it's not ruined for me at all.
Well, the next one that I have is also not a super common take on it. So, or about the super popular gods. This one is called Office Gods. And this one is on Tapas. It is a completed series with 50 episodes. I have the first physical volume, which is the first 17 episodes. Unfortunately for me, this one was released in 2023. And at the end of the book, there is a look out for volume 2. And there is no volume 2. So I don't know if I may just have to finish this one online.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, it'll definitely be worth it. It's super cute so far. So this one is about Iris, and she is a human. She lives in a world where the Olympians have kind of merged their world with the human world. But still don't really interact with the humans. It's another one where Olympus is a corporate building, so you have levels in the middle that humans can go to, and then the very top levels humans cannot go to. That's considered Olympus. And then there are underground levels, which is the underworld, and humans can't go down there as well. So humans work on this kind of middle ground, and they are not really seen as being like great workers or able to do anything. So Iris has applied to work at this corporation, and she is going through some hard times right now. Her childhood best friend, Kaio, has just gotten a girlfriend, and she was in love with him, and so that was hard for her. She meets the girlfriend. The girlfriend is just like a demigod version of her, so she's a little like, what the hell?
Yeah. Excuse me.
She's applied to a ton of jobs, and she hasn't gotten any of them. She gets a job at Olympus, and her job title is Account Manager of Interdeity Communications.
Okay.
Now she gets there, and she's like, all right, cool. She meets her direct supervisor. Her name is Shira. She's a demigod. And Shira's kind of walking her through, telling her, you know, which levels she's able to access and which ones she's not able to. And Shira tells her that her job is actually mailroom girl. She was just given a fancy title because Hermes is like in charge of this whole department. And he just loves fancy titles.
You know what? You and me both, Hermes.
So she is a little disheartened that that's her job, but she's like, you know what, whatever. I'm just going to show them that I'm the best mailroom girl, and then they'll have to recognize that I am good at my job and that I'm capable, and then they'll give me a better job.
Yeah.
So when she is like going on her tour, she runs into a man. His name is Orion.
Okay.
And he's a demigod. And when she sees him, she immediately faints. And you find out that she has had a previous interaction with him at a bar where he, Orion, and another demigod, Dante, who is Hades' unrecognized son.
Mm-hmm.
And Dante is the VP of the underworld right now because Hades is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dante and Orion were out with a bunch of other demigods at this bar, the same one that Iris was at. And Iris, she like throws her hands out and she hits Dante when she does that. And then he's, saying how humans are so dumb and like they just do stupid things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's already drunk. She's mad about this, or she's upset about this whole thing happening with Kaio, so she's been drinking with her friend.
Yeah.
And so she just goes over and she's like, oh, I'm a stupid human, am I? And she dumps her whole drink on Dante's lap. And Orion jumps in and is like, hey, look, she's just an innocent human. She's just, really drunk. So Orion takes her home and she tries to hit on Orion and is like, you want to come inside? And he's like, no, you're drunk.
We love the boundaries.
Yes. So, but she sees both of them at her new job, at her new workplace, and she is mortified. She's like, this is the worst case scenario. Nothing else bad can happen from here, surely.
Mm-hmm.
That is not true.
Yeah, I figured.
So she's going about her business, delivering all of her mail. And so then she runs into Eros. Mm-hmm. And he is probably my favorite character in this entire one because he just is like, I can't even. He's so funny because, so the gods still have people who go to them for favors and are, praising them and everything. And he has an app for him. He's like, if you want to be in my favor, download my app.
He's like an influencer.
And so a lot of times women will go to him and be like, hey, make this person fall in love with me. Mm-hmm. And, so he's talking about that. And he realizes that Iris doesn't have his app downloaded. And he's like, I will give you a favor if you just have to download my app and then I'll do it for you. And she's like, no, thank you. It's okay. I'm here to work and that's it. And he's like, oh, she must be so embarrassed. So I'm just going to go and help her out. And so then he delivers a whole giant bouquet of flowers to her. And so then she takes the flowers back and she's like, Eros, look, I'm sorry. I don't want these flowers. I just don't want to cause any trouble in the office. And if you could just, please not intervene. And he's like, all right, okay. And so then he goes on and he sees that Dante has ripped up one of the letters that Iris is supposed to be delivering. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole nother plot line. But when he sees this, Eros is like, all right, I'm going to go help out. So I'm going to take this letter. And Iris and Dante have come to an agreement at this point because the letter is from Dante and he doesn't want it to be delivered. Mm-hmm. And so Iris is like, okay, fine. I'll do you a solid and I won't deliver this, even though it's my job to deliver the mail. And Eros takes the letter and he's like, I'm going to deliver this letter. I'm going to help you because I know that Dante ruined it last time. And so she's like, okay, Eros, it's very nice of you that you're trying to help, but I would like to do this on my own. Mm-hmm. And if you could just please, not intervene in the work that I'm doing. And then you see from Eros' point of view, and and she's like, I hate you. You're a horrible deity. And you need to leave me alone. And so then he goes and cries.
Aww.
Because he's so upset. And so Aphrodite gets word of this and she is not happy.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, you've upset Eros, so you've upset me.
Okay, in lore, Eros is her son?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's like, you've upset Eros, this is a problem. Mm-hmm. And so she goes to hunt Iris down in her office and then doesn't find her right away because Orion has taken her into his studio to save her from getting caught.
Yeah.
Because they all know, like, you don't want to mess with Aphrodite while she's mad. Like, wait until she's cooled off, and then you can go try and explain what happened.
I know I say I know nothing about Greek mythology, but I did read something that said before Aphrodite was recognized as the goddess of love, she was actually like a goddess of war.
Yes, she was.
So,
yeah. She's got a temper on her. And if you piss her off, she will not be in your favor, and she may, like, ruin your whole life.
Oh, so casual.
So then Iris is like, okay, I just need to find her later, and I'll talk to her about it. So she goes, and she finds Aphrodite, and she's like, look, this is what happened. And Aphrodite has already heard from other people at this point, like, she is just playing everyone. Like, she has a secret agenda, and she's just manipulative, and she's, like, trying to make everyone fall in love with her because both Dante and Orion are smitten with her, and she's upset Eros at this point. So and all she wants to do is deliver the mail.
She's like, please. Stop.
So she goes to speak to Aphrodite, and she does. And then Aphrodite and her ride an elevator together. She doesn't want to ride that elevator with Aphrodite. She's like, this is so awkward. And so then Aphrodite is like, do you need me to escort you? Because there are certain places that humans can only go if they're escorted by a god. And she's like, no, thank you. I've got it. It's okay. This level I can get to on my own. And then when Aphrodite is like getting off of the elevator, she sees that Iris is getting help from another guy, demigod. And so she's like, oh, she didn't want my help, but she wanted his help. She really is just playing the field. And, like, now I really hate her.
Oh my gosh.
So poor Iris is having a lot of trouble. That's not everything that happens. I don't want to spoil the whole thing. I mean, I haven't read the whole thing, but I don't want to, like, you know, give every single detail. It's super, super cute. I love it. This one is an interesting take because the main characters are a human and two demigods as opposed to, like, your traditional famous gods. But I love this one. I'm definitely going to finish it.
It sounds so cute.
Yeah.
Also, there is a Cerberus on the cover that is a 3-headed little puppy.
I love the different renditions of Cerberus.
Yeah.
Just adorable.
They're always precious.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you why. The Dalmatian in Punderworld.
Oh my gosh,
Now this little puppy in Office Gods.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Well, the last one that I have to close us out today is, again, another weird take because it's me. But this one had me hooked start to finish. I love, love, love it. If you follow us on TikTok, you've probably already seen a quick little summary that I gave of this one, but it is called Achilles and the Boy Next Door. It's on Tapas and it's completed with 50 episodes. And I'm going to give a couple of spoilers to this one, mostly because I want to talk to you about the whole thing. And I know your list is super long, so I don't know if you're going to read it. So this story follows Achilles. This is well past his heyday, you know, as he's, you know, this fantastic warrior, abnormal strength and speed, whatever else. But they've already found his weakness. His heel is a weakness, and he's instantly defeated. And because he's graced by the gods, he lives for thousands of years. So you see him throughout time just trying to assimilate to everything. So, you know, he lives through all of these different periods of time, and he travels around a lot because since he's not aging the same as like a normal human, he doesn't want people to catch on to the fact that, you know, he's Achilles. So Achilles kind of takes on all of these different personas, and you get to modern day, and he's just working as a physical therapist. He's like, I'll blend in. You know, it's something near and dear to my heart, kind of. Making sure that people have flexibility and mobility and whatever else. And he walks with a cane. So the heel injury is forever.
Oh, no.
And he's lived with us the entire time. But he's just trying to stay undercover. He goes by the name of Dr. Adrian Brent. And He really is just like, the least amount of people I have to interact with, the better, because no one will catch on to the fact that I'm not aging and that I'm not who I say I am. And it'll work just great. And, you know, he kind of leans in to like fun stuff. He just does it all solo. So like he goes to see himself portrayed in, I think it's either like Troy or Gladiator or something like that. And he's just super pumped that Brad Pitt plays him. So he's like cheering at the movie theater and people are like, shut the fuck up. But he's super jazzed about that. But for the most part, he's a loner. He's a shut-in. He goes home, he goes to work, and he goes back home. So this all works out super well for him, obviously, throughout history at this point, until he goes one day into the elevator of his building to get up to his apartment, and he is immediately asked to stop and open the elevator for a new neighbor that's moving in. He's carrying 1 billion boxes, and they're all stacked precariously on top of one another, and this new neighbor is the exact opposite. He is loud and bubbly and wants to be in your face constantly. And he wants to know who Achilles is right away. And he goes, hi, I'm Harper. It's so nice to meet you. And he goes to shake hands and immediately drops all the boxes, knocks Achilles' coffee into him, and gets caught in Achilles' arms. And Achilles is like, leave me alone. Don't talk to me.
A sure sign of love, falling and being caught by someone.
Yeah. You can tell that Harper thinks so. He immediately is taken by Achilles. And he goes, oh my gosh, who are you? What's your name? So he introduces himself as Adrian. And it turns out they live right next door to one another. Achilles is mortified. He goes, I hope I never run into this guy again. Obviously, there would be no story if that ever happened. And so the next day, Harper is throwing a giant party at his apartment, and it wakes Achilles up, and he goes and knocks on the door, and he's like, you better shut this party down. There are normal people who have 9-to-5 jobs here. And it continues happening. It continues becoming a problem. He finds out that Harper has a social media page, and he is extremely popular with like 10 million followers. And his Harping Harper channel is like a help channel. So he, you know, promotes all of these different programs throughout all of these different cities. And he does like a cooking Friday to help kids who don't know how to cook. And he'll kind of dumb things down for you, whatever else. But his entire goal is just help people, help people, help people. Great message, but Achilles is kind of annoyed by him. So Achilles is like, just tone it down. It's like the 5th party that's happened. And finally, Achilles pulls Harper out to the hallway and he goes, you need to shut it down. I'm sick of the parties. Please, like, end this because it's just pissing me off. And Harper kind of snaps back at him and he's like, I'm not doing this purposefully to upset you. You've seen it happen where I invite people over for dinner and then other people just invite other friends. Like, it just gets out of control and it's not my fault. And I'll try to shut it down, but whatever. When Harper goes to leave, he trips over Adrian or Achilles' cane and he immediately sprains his wrist really bad. And Harper plays it off like nothing is wrong at first, but Achilles recognizes it with his expertise in physical therapy. And he goes, you're going to want to get that treated. Like, go to a doctor, get it looked at, ice it up. And Harper is not in the mood for advice. And he goes, yeah, right, leave me alone. I'll shut down the party, you lame-o. So next comes the following day, and Achilles recognizes that Harper has a brace on his wrist. And he feels really guilty. He's like, shit, I don't have any friends. And like, this is probably why I'm an asshole. I hurt his wrist. And so he goes to apologize, and Harper leans into it and goes, you know, if you're really sorry, you should probably just help me with filming all my videos because I don't really have the capability to do a lot of what I was doing. I was doing cooking Fridays, like foodie Fridays. And, you know, I'm not going to be able to do that because I don't have 2 hands to use right now. So if you could be like my cameraman or help me out with some content, that would be great. And that would pay me back for all of the trouble you've put me through. And Achilles is like, blur out my face and I'll do it. Fine, because he feels guilty enough. So Harper comes up with the idea of having physical Fridays. And Achilles automatically gets pissed and goes, I can tell you want to spell physical with an F, and that's wrong. And Harper did, in fact, want to spell it with an F. So he decides that they want to do these physical Fridays where they have Achilles on as Dr. Brent. And he's going to be Dr. B, teaching everybody how to do all these stretches at home to avoid different issues. So they try to take the approach of, did you know that 80% of all adults have back pain? And here's how to avoid it. Here are different stretches for different common issues. And, Harper goes, you can teach me and we'll do them together and whatever else. Well, they're doing these stretches and Achilles ends up choosing one that Harper shouldn't be doing. And so he goes to try to stop Harper from doing it, and they end up getting into a very precarious position that is then caught on camera. And even though his face is blurred, people, of course, start shipping them immediately. They go, ooh, Harper, who's your mystery man? And Achilles is not a fan. He's like, you need to take that down. He goes, no, it got me a bunch of views. So Harper and Achilles keep doing these videos together. They go to promote this art center that's in a different city, and they end up staying in a hotel with one bed. Nothing actually happens. Crazy. Kind of a letdown. Let's be real. But Achilles is starting to lean into having a friend now. And he realizes how lonely he's been throughout all of history. He goes, I can't help but be attracted to the fact that he's this people person. It's very admirable how he just wants to help people and is able to make such a big difference. And he can read the people around him. Like, it really is just incredible. So they start doing all these fun things together. They do a video about, what is it called? Bungee jumping. They end up doing a bungee jumping video, and Harper is super nervous, but Achilles ends up doing it, and he goes, it reminds me of the good old days when I was a warrior and I was doing all this crazy shit. And, it really just kind of brings him back into his own. It becomes increasingly obvious as they continue doing the videos together that Harper really, really likes Achilles. And it's starting to become obvious to Achilles as well that this people-pleasing persona that Harper has maybe has something more to it. So as they're staying in the hotel together, you see that Harper is forcing himself to do a video with an influencer he doesn't like. And Achilles urges him to cut off those connections. He goes, if you really don't like each other or get along, not everybody is going to like one another. You don't have to force yourself. And Harper does the video and then is kind of talking crap about the influencer. And he's like, this isn't you. Achilles goes, you're not this negative person. And if it brings out that side of you, then maybe you need to take a break from what you're doing and look at the world around you. You're always urging everybody else to take care of themselves and to enjoy everything around them. And you're sucked into your phone and you're trying to force yourself to get along with people you don't. And unfortunately, Harper didn't turn off the camera on his computer. So it was caught live, him talking mad shit about this famous influencer that he does these videos with, and he gets canceled. There's all these videos coming out. His friend is telling him, just ignore the videos, stay underground. And Achilles offers for Harper to stay with him because there are a bunch of different reporters. And so Achilles is scaring them away and then lets Harper stay at his apartment. And there are a bunch of cute moments where Harper is really just so stir crazy from not being able to go and travel around or make new videos. And he tries to help by cleaning Achilles' apartment, and he makes it worse because he has no idea what he's doing and he doesn't clean. But as time goes on, obviously his wrist is starting to heal. They have less and less reason to have to be near each other, and they're making it obvious that they're choosing to be near one another at this point. And once Harper's agent says that they have to lay low and go maybe take a break even apart from the apartment building because paparazzi got so crazy they started breaking into Achilles' apartment, they end up going on a mini vacation. And Achilles gets extremely jealous of this big himbo on the beach who keeps hitting on Harper. And Harper is absolutely leaning into it. He loves the attention, craves other people paying attention to him. But as the days go on while they're on this vacation, Harper is recognizing that Achilles is pretty upset, and he ends up scheduling a date day for them. They had these original plans of like diving with these sharks and doing everything else. And Harper ends up changing all of the plans to almost match exactly what Achilles wants to do, like in his heart of hearts. They go horseback riding. They do basically everything that Achilles is like, I didn't even know how to say out loud that this is something I wanted to do. I'm having so much fun. And Achilles is like, thank you for today because it was absolutely amazing. And Harper goes, I have a secret to tell you. I'm not Harper and I'm Hermes.
Stop it. Oh my gosh. So he knew the whole time?
He figured out that Achilles was different because Hermes said, as the messenger of the gods, it's kind of misconstrued that I would just go and give people different messages. But really what strength I have is that I'm able to kind of hear people's inner desires and communicate that like outwardly. Mm-hmm. So it took me a really long time to be able to translate all of that into something useful. But I do find a lot of pleasure in being able to do so and helping other people. And Achilles gets really taken aback because he goes, how dare you invade my mind to find out what I wanted to do? Mm-hmm. You know, you've known all along who I am. And he goes, it did take me some time to figure out, because he was just so enamored with the fact that he couldn't immediately hear what Achilles was wanting and couldn't automatically interpret it.
Yeah.
And so it was just something that made him know that he was different and that they were more alike than they thought. So Hermes, or Harper, tells Achilles, he goes, I like being with you. I just wanted you to have a great day, and I never meant to overstep or anything like that. But Achilles is really taken aback. He knows that like throughout the entire process of them getting closer, he was thinking of his lost love. And he goes, there's just so much that I didn't disclose to you that you know anyways that I didn't consent to. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm not happy about it. And so they end up going their separate ways, and it looks like Hermes is going to leave for good because he just refuses to believe that Achilles doesn't hate him at this point. And it takes Achilles a bit of time, but he realizes immediately that he misses Hermes, and that Hermes helped him to grow out of his shell, which is something that he's needed to do for a really long time. When else are you going to find somebody who understands you and who also like appreciates you as well? And so he, in a last-ditch effort, realizes that Hermes is about to move away to continue his channel after things have blown over and continue trying to help people in a different place. And Achilles tries to track him down and expresses his feelings. And he basically keeps Hermes from looking at him in the eyes and tells him that he loves him. And Hermes is like, oh my gosh, I love you too. But also I figured out that you love me, but it's fine. In the end, it's so cute.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Such a unique take.
It was so, so precious. I loved the characters. The design was great. I love having, now with all the knowledge you have, Hermes as just this big, bubbly, kind of bumbling idiot.
Yeah. I feel like that's on par with what I've seen.
Is
like,
it?
Yeah, from other ones. Like, he's kind of just a lovable idiot in a lot of cases.
Yeah. He means well.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I loved this one start to finish. My only qualm with it is that it didn't go on so much longer. Because the ending is pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I will say, it's a happy ending. I loved the characters. The entire story was adorable. And I mean, I know you know the ending, but the story does it a lot better than I did.
Oh my gosh. So much fun.
I know. And perfect time to set the mood for the fact that we're going to see Hadestown again. So this is a much deserved little splurge on Greek mythology stories. If you have any Greek mythology stories to recommend to us, highly recommend reaching out to us on one of our socials or via email. We'll list them below in the description. But we are looking forward to talking to you all on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.